Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. But today we're not going to make the law make sense. We're going to talk a little bit about Memorial Day. Stay tuned. On December 16th, 1944, Adolf Hitler launched a blitzkrieg attack in the Ardennes Forest, what is commonly called the Battle of the Bulge. A young staff sergeant in the United States Army in the 9th Division by the name of Victor Gower was leading his men when he was hit by a sniper during that battle and killed. That man was my Uncle Vic, and I will never get to know him because he was taken from me and taken from all of us in our family much too soon. He had wanted to be an airplane pilot, and he did not have enough vision or didn't have the right vision specs to get into that school. And they wanted to make him a glider pilot, and he decided he didn't want half a loaf and went into the infantry. And he managed to survive North Africa, and he managed to survive Anzio, and he was deep in the woods in the Ardennes forest on the day when the Battle of the Bulge started, and that ultimately claimed his life. I don't think people today necessarily remember the magnitude of the sacrifice of the people who died in World War II, who died in the Korean War, who died in the Vietnam War, and indeed many of the men and women who died in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. That is sad because while everybody goes out this weekend to turn up the barbecue grill and throw some chicken and some burgers and maybe a few steaks out there on the hot coals. The fact is, you have the freedom to do that because men went out and risked their lives and indeed lost their lives, giving you that freedom. My grandmother, up until the time she was 90 years old, never missed a Memorial Day. She went out to Mount Hermon Cemetery in Missouri, where uh, my uncle was buried, and she decorated his grave. In fact, she never referred to it as Memorial Day. She always referred to it as Decoration Day, the day when they decorated the graves of the soldiers who had perished in the wars. I think it's really important to remember and take a few moments to think about all of the many blessings of liberty that you have, that you owe to thousands and thousands of men that you will never meet and never learn their story. I've provided you with one. Perhaps some of you will chime in here and provide stories of your own about people who were near and dear to you and about whom we should be celebrating on Memorial Day. I want to thank all of my viewers and listeners who have been with me from the beginning. You have made this channel special. And, we always talk about kindness here. One of the most interesting things that I found about World War II, both in the Pacific theater and in the European theater, is how quick the men who fought those battles were to forgive the men on the other side. And I wonder sometimes if we could just practice that kind of forgiveness, understanding that after the battle was won, there was no point in animosity. If we could just employ that in our political lives, how much better this country would be. So, this weekend, when you have the chance to hoist a beer or a glass of wine and remember those who've gone before us, think about my Uncle Vic. And remember that we have freedom only because people have died to defend it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm probably not going to put out anything directly on Memorial Day over this weekend. I'm going to take some time with my family down here at the beach in Florida. But but I hope you have a marvelous holiday, and we'll see you on the flip side, down here at the beach. If you like this video, here are a few others you might try, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a terrific day, guys.